that Yampy liked to play in splits gone by are out of the meta right now. He had a hard road getting into the split this go around, but he's back in good form, just like you mentioned. Into the draft now, Jace locked in for either Lonely or Crastiel. 2 games apiece for both of these players. Crastiel's is good. Lonely's is not so good. We got the Annie coming through for Nosferis here as well. No Cassiopeia for him.
Yeah, and we saw the Kaisa hover. We will mention, as we have very frequently, that blind pick on the Kaisa, very dangerous when the Xayah is available. INTZ possibly going to lock in that Xayah and just dare Kabum to lock in the Kaisa, knowing that they feel good about that matchup in the bottom lane. Love them picking up the early Annie for Nosferis as well. You talked about the Cassiopeia, which is certainly not something we're seeing from a ton of players, but Nosferis has looked very good on it so far. I think that Annie brings a lot of agency and playmaking potential here into the mid lane for INTZ.
So I view this draft so far, Yeso, as just daring Crastiel to take the Ezreal here. They want to force Lonely onto that Jace pick and make them go triple poke composition. That would be a disaster for Kabum. I don't think they have I don't know if they have that one in the red. I'll go ahead and say. I think the double poke is maybe a good composition for them. But once again, this is a team that's only won 1 game, right? So the list of things that are good for Kabum is fairly short.
Yeah, and I mean, not a huge surprise to see Kabum going back to the Kaisa, considering, you know, it's what Raven played in the win, got the pentakill on it that we got to look at a little bit earlier. So not a huge surprise on that front. And INTZ in the second round of picks, they're just electing to match Kabum on that front, picking the jungler. It's going to be another Sejuani versus Maokai matchup, so not a huge surprise on that front. Heavy focus towards the top lane here. INTZ expecting either this Jace to go mid or trying to knock off some picks that maybe force it to go top lane. Rumble, Renekton, Gnar, and Olaf taken off the table. And INTZ, they're going to lovers duo in the bottom lane as they lock in the Rakan for Nia.
Isn't it incredible if Kabum could get Rel on... Oh, no, they banned Rel. Yeah, it makes sense there. Okay, Nautilus still up for them here. Yeah, Psycho's like, wait a second. There's just no way Rel made it to this draft. Yeah, it got banned out first. Okay, cool. Nautilus coming through for you here in just a little bit. Also, this blind pick for Crastiel. I mean, if it's a Crastiel blind, it's got to be Ezreal, right? So it can't be for Crastiel. Yeah, it'll be Crastiel's Jace and Gragas going up in the top side for Lonely. I don't know. I just feel like this is going to be the CZK Gwen. Yeah, it will be.
I'm here for it.
No, man. Oh, no.
You got baited by the hover, my friend. It is going to be the Cassante here for DZK. So, Ninja Kiwi, ZZK, Ninja Kiwi and Nosferis going to have to carry the damage load here. And, of course, it's going to be a beefy front line here for Kabum. Gragas, even when he's building damage, can become very, very chunky in the front line, and as well as that Maokai and Nautilus here. How happy are you with the Kabum draft in this game?
I think I'm tremendously happy. Honestly, a lot resting on Crastiel's shoulders, but that just feels like par for the course for Kabum so far. But in terms of raw power that they got from this draft, I think they got everything they needed. We said, well, I said in the pre-show what this team needed was glue. I think Scary on Maokai can potentially be that glue, but I'm eager to hear what 4i4 has to think. 4i4, get back in here, man.
I mean, look, Kabum, they've certainly got tools to be able to throw some stuff at the wall. Crastiel on the Jace. This is his 3rd game of that. He played it last week and lost against Vivocade. He's looked all right on it on these sort of poke champions, letting him kind of do his own thing. I'm okay with it. Kaisa Nautilus in the bottom lane. Look, give Raven back the champion that he got the pentakill on. Great. But you want to create advantages in lane on this one. Now, Redbird, again, he's a 3-time champion. I'm looking for him and Scary to be making plays around the map. And like you guys, I was a little disappointed that ZZK got Cassante when Gwen was open. That makes me a little sad, but fair enough.
Yeah, the Cassante pick over the Gwen has got me disappointing to everybody here. CZK's Gwen, it's just so good, man, and we don't get to see him played into Gragas, and that feels pretty bad. Got our Walrus shopkeeper here for you, starting out. Thanks, 4x4.
Big thank you, as always, to our host with the most 4x4. He can take a seat, relax, and enjoy the show just like all of you at home. Our fourth game of the day here between Kabum and INTZ promises to be interesting. I do want to jump on one thing that 4x4 talked about in the setup for this game, talking about, Kabum, their roster set, they made the changes they're going to make. They could just relax and play out the rest of this bit pretty free and loose. I will say, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that Kabum makes similar move to Liberty, right? Their roster is also 7-5 in Academy this split. And if Kabum wanted to, they could certainly, if not the whole roster, certainly make some switches between those two rosters if they want to give that experience now that they're out of playoffs. So I would argue this Kabum lineup still playing to keep their jobs at the top of Brazilian League of Legends.
I would say so, yeah. I think that makes a lot of sense, and Scary swapping in is good evidence of that. 3 wins for Nosteris on the Annie. Super big pick for him. Ninja Kiwi, not a lot of success on the Zion. Of course, nobody's won on Kasanti, folks.
It has certainly been a rough split for that pick up in the top side, especially early on. I mean, it took us multiple weeks just to get our first win on that pick. But something tells me, ZZK, one of the best top laners we've seen throughout this split, and I think he's going to show up on the pick this time around, so keep an eye on him. Axeman, early game here as we see the Beefcakes duking it out topside. Where is your focus mostly in this early game for these teams?
It's got to be at the mid jungle 2v2. There's just a lot of damage stacked up there. Scary's got a lot of lockdown potential. Nosteris is fairly immobile. Crastiel, not like a huge ult spike for him there. While there is a big ult spike for Nosteris, so they want to make things happen early. Want to get this Annie down quick.
Yeah, certainly if you can get Nosteris behind before he hits level 6 and really gets, the Tibbers online and that multi-man stun available, definitely bodes well. And of course, Crastiel playing the Jace, likely going to look to keep Nosteris at, arm's length a majority of this lane, poke away with that shock blast. So keep an eye on how he positions in this lane. We check back in with ZZK and Lonely. ZZK crashing this wave, and Lonely using that passive to sustain up as best he can. Yampi is going to arrive here. I'm very curious if they want to go for a dive here. Yampi would be spotted out by that ward in Tribrush. Yampi will just get the information and back away. Doesn't want to risk his double buffs here with the early dive top lane.
Yeah, really good information gathering from both sides. The word from Redbird has not found Sejuani yet. Sejuani cleared top. So that ward may just see nothing here as we progress forward. Biggest thing between this jungle matchup with the Sedge. Oh, here we go. Redbird taking super low.
Whoa! Redbird having to flash away, that ignite ticking on the Nautilus, and that will be the flash spent there by Redbird to get out of trouble. We didn't quite see how that started, but it certainly didn't end well for the Kabum bottom lane.
No, it really didn't. And Sejuani goes back to clear the Krugs. May not end up walking over that ward in their jungle at all.
No.
Biggest thing in this jungle matchup is both junglers trying to get 6 as quick as possible so they can fight over objectives. And right now, it looks to be pretty even in that endeavor.
Yeah, the big problem here is it looks like Raven's going to lose a cannon minion, almost an entire cannon wave lost by Raven because of Redbird getting pushed out of lane and them having to go for the reset. So that's really nice for Ninja Kiwi and Nina.
Yeah, good stuff for him there. The Zion Rakan, good pickup. They were able to get that at the sacrificing Rel. Could have been the hook there. I know I throw the hook there, but Redbird's got a little bit more knowledge than I do. 3-time CBLOL champion.
Do not fall victim to the Lee syndrome, my friend. You must resist its allure.
Nah, I'm throwing the hooks, regardless.
Why do they give me a Q if I'm not supposed to use it, right?
Yeah, I didn't pick Nautilus just to not hook you guys.
Yeah. Nia's gonna arrive back down here. Both supports testing the waters to see if they can make something happen mid. Redbird just short there on the dredge line as they're going to look to push up this wave again. And the question will be is, can Yampi get down here? Raven and Redbird have been pushing this wave fairly consistently. And, of course, Ninja Kiwi and Nia have punished once in just the straight 2v2. The question is, can the Sejuani get down here, take advantage of that pink ward, and maybe set up a kill for his dual lane? Tibbers dropped in mid, and Crastiel will just let this wave walk to his tower as Yampi will start the Drake.
Yeah, INTZ going to start this one up. Really nice. Objective control, of course, the vision control coming through for them as well is a staple for this team. And how this organization plays League of Legends more often than not. Really nice control ward setup. You see they have 3 in the river now. Everybody's rotating over. Really good control. Really good discipline. I think that's a hallmark of any INTZ roster.
Yeah. I love that 4-4 made a point at the top of this game to mention that these are, 2 of the most storied orgs in Brazilian League of Legends. And, I mean, you want to talk about, 2 of the biggest international wins in the history of Brazil. You look at these 2 teams, right? Kabum against Alliance all those years ago. INTZ against EDG in the group stage in 2016. But unfortunately, over the last few years, it has not been that kind of success for these 2 orgs. And while unfortunately Kabum will not have the opportunity to chase that success the rest of this split, INTZ with an opportunity to return to the top. Of course, it's not going to be easy. Playoffs still yet to be played, and we don't know how this team will perform in a best-of-5 format, but INTZ looking to return to the top of the CBLOL and find the success of old and maybe be that team that can bring some magic to the international stage if they could earn the opportunity to represent Brazil this year.
Looking to see here, Nia roaming around a little bit. Leaving Ninja Kiwi in the safety of level 5 Xayah. Doesn't have that ultimate up quite yet. Look at the junglers, though. It's a different story. This will give Scary the ability to start looking to set up for that Rift Herald. But Yampi should be in that conversation soon as well. They have level 6 of their own. It might be a 2v2 fight beforehand. It might just be Scary starting the objective, but there's no big rotation from either side yet.
Yeah, the problem Kabum might have to deal with, though, is that it has been priority for the INTZ laners all across the board, right? ZZK has been crashing waves. Nosferus has been very comfortable pushing. And then, of course, Ninja Kiwi and Nia have absorbed pressure and then been able to punch back very well. So the question will be, if INT wants to respond, they should have the opportunity. And right as I say it, Yampi going over the wall, but we're fighting at the bottom lane. It's Raven v Ninja Kiwi. The Blade Caller will come out, and Raven able to flash away. But does Ninja Kiwi have the damage? He does not. Hit his first blood for Raven.
Yeah, Raven with another great play there. I know the pentakill. Sometimes you get lucky with one play, right? Beginning the first play in this play. It might just be a new trend for Raven, making the big plays for his team. Scary caught out now.
Yeah, he is going to get locked down momentarily. Numbers advantage briefly for INTZ, but Redbird and Crastiel have arrived to respond. Arctic Assault over the wall will get Yampi out of trouble, and the Shock Blast blocked. Big assist there to the red buff, keeping INTZ safe, and they will back away.
Now, I don't know if we saw it. I'm pretty sure Yampi stole the Rift Herald at some point. Did we see that on screen?
I don't think we saw it. But
I don't think we saw it. He does have it, though, so he must have stolen it at some point there, going over the wall and fighting Scary off for it. Personally, I'm glad we saw the 1v1, as that's a little bit more exciting to me, but that is important to note as well. That Rift Herald is taken by INTZ.
All right, well, Kabum on the board first in kills, courtesy of Raven outplaying that Featherstorm into Blade Caller combo from Ninja Kiwi, but picking up that Rift Herald would be nice for INTZ. They have been in control largely for this early part of the game, and they'll look to secure some tower plates thanks to that Rift Herald steal by Yampi during that first blood.
First blood and an 80 carry 1v1. How often do we see that?
It's pretty
Really
rare.
Exciting. Yeah, pretty rare. And getting that solo kill stat booked in there as well. Raven padding the stats in the back half of the split on his Kabum roster, and good for him. He should. Definitely good argument to stay in the league, right?
Certainly. Crastiel and Raven leading the way in gold. Ninja Kiwi just passing Raven there as we see the graphic go away. So essentially dead even in gold between the Kaisa and the Xayah so far. And Yapi looking to get a little bit of a gold infusion here for Ninja Kiwi. Will drop that Rift Herald. We'll secure a couple of plates here for this Xayah. So that'll open up a bit of a gap between these 80 carries. But important to note, Scary is here. They're going to go for the engage flash away there from Redbird. That's a twisted advance in from Scary. They're going to back away to the safety of this tower as Glacial Prison comes out. Lockdown Raven forces the cleanse out of the Kaisa. Nobody goes down.
No cleanse, no flash for Raven. And good health bars for INTZ. Not much of a wave, though, so they won't dodge. Dragon's up. That's a difficult fight for Kabum.
Yeah, meanwhile in the mid lane, Nosferus in the 1v1 doesn't have the damage quite yet to really threaten Crastiel when he can get back to his tower there, but does drop the Tibbers just to push the Jace out of the lane here. And thanks to this play in bottom and in mid, as Nia's going to go in, they actually have the vision. They've caught out Redbird. Grand entrance will come through. The depth charge there is avoided by Ninja Kiwi. They pick up the kill. INTZ on the board.
They are on the board. They pick up the Dragon 2. Looking good for INTZ. Up in every metric so far. Still looking for a big separation between these two teams. It's just a few hundred gold just now. But things are bound to explode, I would think, as we start to approach that 20-minute mark. And start to have to think about these big objective plays.
We'll definitely keep an eye on it. ZZK and Lonely having a little bit of a slap fight here in the top lane. First item is on the board there for Lonely, so that Gragas in a pretty good spot here. But it looks like the play is going to be in the mid lane. There is the twist, not the twisted advance, excuse me, Nature's Grasp.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, cool stuff. But dodging it out there, not getting caught up by the Nature's Grasp. Good movement.
Redbird possibly caught out again. Dredgeline will get him away just far enough, and not enough follow-up damage there for INTZ to pick up another kill. But 100% neutral objective control here, Axeman, through this early game. 2 Drakes and a Rift Herald, and I think they're certainly leading in terms of tower plate. So great start here for INTZ. It is a teleport flank here, though. Lonely on his way, and teleport looking to be matched by ZZK. Ninja Kiwi taking a lot of damage. That is a huge Glacial Prison. Raven is going to be able to get in and get the kill, but they're going to turn it right back around on him as Yapi picks that one up. Crastiel has arrived too. Yapi and Nosferus try to chase him down. They don't have the CC or the damage, though, to finish them off. It is a 1-for-1.
Yeah, teams trade 80 carries back and forth. Crastiel dumping a bunch of damage in there on that fight, but the kill does go over to Raven. Good stuff, and the Kaiser will get even bigger going in here. It is not a static shiv Kaiser. Very interesting. Take a replay of the fight. See that teleport from Crastiel coming in into Kiwi. No Feather Storm for him. Yeah, he just gets run down. Raven just catching him out. Eventually the Sejuani is going to be able to take down the Kaiser, who's out of position. But there will be no more kills.
First brick will go over to INTZ. Nosferus able to finish that one off, so a little extra infusion of gold into this Annie. And I will say, I love the fact that Raven is feeling confident enough there that even in that chaotic team fight, he says, yep, I could Killer Instinct in, I might go down, but I could finish this kill on Ninja Kiwi. And that's the kind of play you want to see from a player who has struggled this split, right? I don't want to see Raven playing timid. He's going to make mistakes, but the fact that he is willing to try and willing to, go for plays, I think bodes well than, a player who gets incredibly passive during his struggles. So I love that play from Raven.
No, really nice play for him there. You gotta take big swings from the bottom, right? Rift Herald going down now to INTZ as they continue their objective control. This would be the fourth objective for them. The second Rift Herald. Yampy doing really well so far. If they win this game, I think Yampy's definitely in MVP contention. He has controlled the map expertly on Sejuani.
Yeah, looking very, very good. And Simples me with 1 minute and 20 seconds until this next strike, and 2 already in their back pocket. I think Yampy's going to look to press this mid wave, drop Rift Herald, and then immediately rotate into that bottom river and play for this strike. So keep an eye in the bottom right of your screen, folks, on where Yampy is as we approach the spawn of this strike, because I think he's going to use that Rift Herald to try and give themselves a leg up going for this objective. Kabum trying to respond early, though. Scary, Redbird, Raven, all here, Lonely as well to get this mid wave pushing. They want to get vision control of this bottom river before this strike comes up.
Good positioning so far from Kabum. ZZK maybe on the flank, though. And he's going to have to walk through a lot of vision to get there, which makes it very difficult. But Kabum, so far, they're going to have to deal with Rift Herald, but they have good positioning for this dragon. Looks like they're going to give that up.
Rift Herald dropped. It is going to be the engage here as the Glacial Prison comes through. Rift Herald charges in, but that is going to be INTZ backing away. Good explosive cask there from Lonely to disengage, while Crastiel did take a good bit of damage. Relatively unscathed here is Kabum for the time being. INTZ got to back off. Timbers has already been dropped, so that's actually a very important cooldown not available here for Nosferus in this fight. And it looks like Kabum absorbed the pressure, punch back, and they're going to have the inside track on this Drake. INTZ maybe looking to take that mid lane tier 1 if they can. The response has rotated up. Scary and Lonely on the Drake.
Yeah, no starts on top lane turret as well means INTZ can conceivably trade back quite a bit of gold for this play, but breaking up the Dragon supremacy and the objective supremacy for INTZ is really important for Kabum at this stage of the game. You can't keep giving over these objectives to INTZ over and over again. At some point, you got to put your foot down and start fighting over the map, and they will do that here. They'll pick up the first of the Mountain Dragons. So I want to see us continue for Kabum, really start to build out this team. It's just unfortunate they're down gold. They don't have a ton of resources to be able to do it with.
We'll keep an eye on it. ZZK going to respond to Lonely here in this bottom lane. 2 towers to 1 in favor of INTZ here through 18 minutes. And that, of course, comes off of what you mentioned, Nosferatu going for that teleport up to the top side, knocking down that tower. So INTZ in a very solid spot. 2,500 gold lead. Ninja Kiwi looking to crash a wave in mid lane. Yampy going to get the Scuttle Crab knocked down, and they'll try to establish some early vision control around this Baron pit. The question will be, does INTZ want to force a fight here in this river when this Baron spawns? A lot of teams love to go for those 21-minute Barons. Will that be the choice from INTZ?
Could potentially be. Something I really like that Kabum have done so far is that they drafted what could have been a poke comp, but they're really building a lot of all-in, right? A lot of big sustained damage items. For Raven, obviously, you got the Kraken Slayer in there as well, but Crastiel also building more like assassin-style Jace rather than that poke-style Jace that we've seen in the past. And I kind of like it. I like this aggressive form of Kabum that's willing to go in and try to get Ninja Kiwi, right? Try to get onto those carries.
Yeah, and it's important to note that INTZ is playing a composition that isn't that easy to poke, right? ZZK and Yampy are going to be incredibly tanky. You'll have the shields coming through from Nia, and worst case scenario that you're probably not trying to use it for a shock blast. Featherstorm is available for Ninja Kiwi to dodge out on some of that poke if he has to. So it's not necessarily an easy composition to poke out over these sustained fights. So going for more of an all-in build here, and it makes a lot of sense in this situation. Good grand entrance there from Nia to dodge away from the dredge line there of Redbird, and will continue to clear out these wards.
Yeah, good vision control from INTZ, as is usual. 15 seconds until that Baron spawns onto the rift. There we go. You'd be looking for a pick. Finds Crastiel.
Yeah, good Glacial Prison to lock him down, but the response from the rest of the team just a little bit too slow. That is going to the grand entrance there on a Redbird, and Kabum is just in full retreat. Explosive Cast comes out, knocks back the Sejuani. Ninja Kiwi in retreat. Dredgeline just short there of ZZK, and INTZ will get out. And again, Kabum absorbing the pressure, using the disengage that they have in this composition, and they get out relatively unscathed.
We do. It was a good look from EMP2. Connecting Glacial Prison onto Crastiel is a good look. But, yeah, no success to be found here. No real Baron play to be found either. Both of these sides looking for a later Baron here, maybe a 22, 23-minute Baron look. And until then, they'll just be continuing soaking up gold from Summoner's Rift. Played a little bit slower here. Still very a very evenly matched game.
Oh, Redbird looking for that Hex Flash. Dredgeline there. Was hoping Raven had baited Nia in just far enough to secure that engage. Isn't able to get it. Is going to lock down ZZK here momentarily, and that depth charge on a nose. Oh, the immediate engage, though. Crastiel steps too far forward, and Nia's going to get the kill credit there. Redbird, unfortunately, only hooks the bear there, and INTZ quickly turn on the Kabum mid laner.
Tibbers getting the heal back up is super gross. I think that's so weird. He's got the Warmogs in the inventory, I guess. But, yeah, no, sir. It's going to be roaming over now, and they will look to secure Baron as ZZK is back on the map, and he's got his health bar back. It looked like they might be able to pick ZZK for a second there. He's taking the turret shots. I thought maybe they might have the damage, but no, the Kasante is just a little too big.
Yeah, he's so beefy.
Yeah, he's kind of a beefcake right now, but we'll see as the game progresses. I think you might be right. I think INTZ is just a little bit too tanky for the comp that Kabum have drafted. Just a little bit too indexed into the assassin-like playstyle.
I mean, I will say, and I think you pointed it out well, the build that Raven has gone with makes a lot of sense for this composition. The first item, Kraken Slayer, is great for dealing with a tanky frontline. Navori Quick Blades have been picked up. You can go for that, a Last Whisper item, most likely, after that, after that second item. So there are options here for Raven to deal with that frontline, because he's likely going to have to fight front to back at least a little bit in this game. So I think it makes a lot of sense. Beautiful knockback there from ZZK as the engage comes through. Scary, taking a lot of damage as Ninja Kiwi gets knocked away, and they actually turn and take ZZK down. Not beefy enough to survive in this fight. Shock Blast hits the backline, but they survive for now as Lonely has fallen. Ninja Kiwi trying to walk a very fine line. Beautiful Blade Caller locks down 3. It's 1-for-1. INTZ turn for the Drake, and Kabum wants to respond. No top laners here. Important to note, 30 seconds on Lonely. Does have teleport available. They're going to get the engage here onto Scary. Redbook, hook on Ninja Kiwi. They're going to take down the Nautilus, the lore accurate, courtesy of Hawk there. The lore accurate fight there from Redbird. He's going to fall, and the Drake will go to INTZ.
There's never been a more doomed champion than Nautilus. Crastiel looking for Nia. Has a bunch of damage. Not going to find it, though. That's a third dragon for INTZ. Like you said, Yeso, and now things get a little hairy for Kabum. They don't have the gold. They don't have the objectives. What do they have, Yeso? I think the list of things is getting pretty short.
We'll have to keep an eye on how things play out. Let's take a look at the replay. It starts with a great engage here from ZZK, but the turnaround from Kabum is very nice to punish the INTZ top laner.
Yeah, Raven skirts up into the left here, which is really nice. They're able to get ZZK down, which is important, and it looks like Yampy is almost a little bit too close, but you see Raven's almost able to hook around and get on the back line. Nia sees that and forces him back out, and that's a very close thing, because Raven can tear through Nussaris and Ninja Kiwi in a very short amount of time, at least forcing Featherstorm. We got another fight.
Yeah, we're going to have to cut that replay off here as Nia is getting engaged on, but they've blown up Crassion. They're looking more. The teleport arrives from Lonely, but he's just going to teleport in and walk away as INTZ with the inside track there on this Baron. Important to note, ZZK teleport available if he wants to join his team. INTZ will prune this mid wave and then maybe turn back towards this Baron. Lonely hunting. I mean, thinking he can catch somebody out, but ZZK will focus on the split push for the time being.
Certainly will here. I don't know, do we see the hull breaker for Kasante? That might be fun. Just send him in the side lane over and over?
Yeah.
Maybe that's Kasanti's role in CBLOL. He just sits in the sideline.
I guess the question is do you want to build for the team fights more right now? Because, you know, he got locked down and shredded fairly well. And, you know, Raven has a good bit of tools to deal with this frontline. So do you want to build more for the 5v5 or do you want to go in a sideline? And I don't think there's a wrong choice as long as you commit to it, because I don't know that anybody can match ZZK 1-to-1 in a sideline right now.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think he's too tanky, really. There is kind of like the side lane curse in CBLOL here when whatever it is, side laners just don't understand when they're in danger. And they just get force active, ran down, but we'll fight.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be the engage. Redbird in trouble once again. He's surviving for the time being. Is Lonely trying to protect his backline as there goes the Feather Storm. Blade Caller will not lock anybody down, but Scary is dead. No jungler, no smite for Kabum. INTZ turned to Baron.
Surprise survival from Redbird in that fight. But,
Yeah,
Scary pays for it.
either.
Yeah, really? Scary pays for it here. And that means Kabum are not able to fight for this Baron. He'll go down to INTZ. Craftsteel's trying to poke a little bit on the wings, but Nia's hard to kill, man. Rakans are so slippery.
Yes, they are, especially when you have Azaya on your team as well. That extended range on the Battle Dance just means you can play more confidently, more aggressively, knowing that you could dash back to the safety of your 80 carry there. So well played from Nia. Baron buff. INTZ wearing the purple cloaks here as they come back out onto the map, up by almost 6,000 gold here. 3 Drakes as well, minute and a half until a potential Mountain Soul here for INTZ. They've got everything they could have wanted out of the first 25 minutes of this game.
They really did. Everything you could have hoped for anyway. Final Dragon. Gonna be the last nail. For INTZ and Kabum. Yeah, they're trying to giant kill at this point. They're 6,000 gold down. It's not really anything you could do. There's some shutdown gold available on Ninja Kiwi and Yampy you could potentially look for. I think if Raven really gets a... Hey, here's your hot take, Ace. So if Raven gets another pentakill, maybe.
We'll keep an eye on it there as Yampy going to have to get out of trouble. Nia going for the secondary engage. He's going to go down, though. The Rakan finally punished, and that will go over to Raven. They turn it right back there onto Lonely. Blake Hard comes through. Scary going very low. Crastiel has arrived. That's the killer instinct into the backline. Ninja Kiwi's going to go gold. I don't know that he's going to survive, though. The jungler's down. It's 3. It's a huge pop-off here from Raven. He has the triple kill. Looking for the quadra. ZZK able to delete Crastiel, but can he escape from Redbird and Raven? Looks like they will let him live. But what a play from Kabum, and specifically Raven on this Kaisa.
Was that wrong? Was that 4 kills or not? I was counting them wrong. 4 of them definitely died, right?
Yes.
So, hey, I almost got it. Was it enough? That was all the shutdown gold. That was on INTZ. Just got dumped into Raven. So, if they needed anything, it had to have been that. This brings them back up in a 4K gold differential, cutting that differential in half. Very cool stuff from Kabum. And showing they still got it. They're going to rotate over and take this dragon, Yeso.
Yeah, they should be able to before Yampy can even get into the neighborhood. So this is really nice. Let's take a look at the replay. And it starts with
kills.
Okay.
It starts with Nia here. He definitely gets this kill, right? Oh, maybe not. This is the kill he definitely gets. Yeah, Nia goes down here. That's for Raven. This is where he ults in the back line and takes down. Yeah. He doesn't get Ninja Kiwi. Ninja Kiwi goes gold, and he takes Yampy here. That's 2. Takes Ninja Kiwi down for 3. Yeah, and kills ZZK for 4. That's a quadra kill, right?
So it was a delayed quadra kill. The timer for the initial double for that second kill times out maybe a second and a half before he actually takes down Yampy. So it was an unofficial quadra kill there from Raven.
Well, hey, we said Penta, you got the quadra, so that's close enough for rock and roll, right? 7-1 now in Raven. Holy moly, this guy's had the best 2 weeks of his life, even in this game, and game's not over yet, so plenty left to play. Yeah,
looking to have a huge performance in this game. If you go back to week 2 when these teams first played this split, his opponent on the other side of the rift had a huge carry performance. It was an 11-1-3 showing from Ninja Kiwi on Aphelios. And 3 members of INTZ in that game finished deathless. Now, this time around, Raven has something to say about it, and back-to-back Kaisa games where he is showing up strong. Raven responding to the critics here in his last 2 games.
Absolutely is there. And up on 4 items now as well. He's got the LBR in the inventory. Runon's Hurricane. He is building specifically to do one thing, Yeso, and that is to kill lots of tanks. And that's what INTZ have right now. And yeah, very scary. This Raven guy. Holy cow, 7-1 on this Kaisa. And it's an AD Kaisa too.
The one thing I will say to throw cold water here on the comeback attempt here from Kabum, I don't know that they're going to get as good of a fight again. Because that all really started with, I would say, Nia overstepping a little bit, getting caught, and then Kabum is able to turn it back, and that sets up for a beautiful killer instinct into the backline. INTZ is going to be a little more measured, a little more controlled in the fight that they take from now on, especially with how fed that Raven is. So it's really going to be on Kabum to make these fights happen now, because I don't think INTZ is going to give them another gift like they did in that last fight.
I just don't know if they need like a better shot. Like Raven truly got like 2,000 gold in that fight.
Sure.
Like got a full item, and he is just barely even here with Ninja Kiwi. Does have stasis in the inventory as well with the stopwatch there. He's way out in front of everybody else on the map. It's just Ninja Kiwi that can fight him, and I'll take Raven in the 1v1. Ninja Kiwi maybe getting picked here.
Yeah, he does have the Guardian Angel, does pull out the Feather Storm to try and get away, and ZZ Key here for the assist, and he absolutely just melts through Crassiel. He gets taken down by the Feathers. The engage, Raven's down! This is the fight that INTZ were looking for. Flash over the wall will not save Redbird from the wrath of ZZK. He's burning from the Ignite, and he's gonna get chased down. The Cassante knocks him out. It's just Lonely remaining on the side of Kabum.
We'll have to see if we can get a replay on that, but I think Crastiel died with flash up, which is not good. But also, yeah, tragic they're not able to catch Ninja Kiwi out there. That would have completely changed the game for him. As it stands, INTZ, they got 4, they got a wave. They're pushing through the bottom lane. This could be a Yeso.
And they didn't even pop the GA for Ninja Kiwi there. That is so rough for Kabum, and it might just be it. The wave crashing into these Nexus towers. Ninja Kiwi's feathers just shredding through these structures. And unfortunately for Kabum, they will not make it back-to-back wins. INTZ take care of business, and they get to 8 wins on the split.